Hi, it's Jane. Thank you for joining me. This is a reading for the first half of March 2026. Now, if you recall, in January, we talked about how the first half of January was a time of rest. We had all the holidays and the hubbub of the end of the year. And so the first 2 weeks of January were to rest and recoup and get our energy back. The second half of January was all about making plans, maybe resolutions for the new year, but just starting to get into this whole cycle of hibernation, of darkness of winter here in the US. And then in February, we talked about relationships, our relationships with others and our relationships with ourselves. And so we were continuing that introspection and inner searching, right, to understand where we are and where we're going. Well, now for March, my theme is waking up and emerging. So we're going to slowly wake up from this hibernation, the winter time, and start emerging, coming out more outside as the days get longer with daylight savings time, letting go of things that we no longer need, leaving that behind to emerge into the springtime. And all of that is supported by the reading today. So I asked the angels, what are we moving away from? What are the habits or the conditions of wintertime that are ready to be released with the full moon in on the 3rd? And the card they gave us is Knight of Earth. This now normally knights are very fast moving. They're moving energy, but the Knight of Earth is the only one that stands still. And this is a card of planning and of backup plans and backup plans for your backup plan, right? You see how she's still in her garden. She looks very pensive, like she's planning for the next move in the garden, even though spring has already sprung there. So what this is telling me is that we're really ready. We are ready to come out of hibernation. We've had enough snow, especially here in the Northeast. I need to get rid of this uh, tapestry behind me soon, thank goodness, and come out into the springtime. So the second card I asked, so what is shifting? Tell me about this energy. What's the momentum and the opportunity here for us as we move from one season to the next? And the card the angels gave me is the Queen of Earth. Interesting that both are earth suits, right? And we're talking about springtime coming on the earth. But the Queen of Earth, she's a very accomplished, very capable, very self-confident woman. And so this is telling me of energy that is we can take our plans that we made with the Knight of Earth and we can absolutely put them into action. Absolutely make a successful garden, make a successful springtime, move it on out and handle whatever comes up. The third card I asked, what are we being invited into? What is spring inviting us? What is it asking us to do? And the card I got was ego. And at first blush, this seems like an unusual card, but let's think about it. The ego card is about the illusion of entrapment, the illusion of being stuck. You see the cage. Can you see this? I hope so. The cage is open, but the bird is choosing to remain in the cage. It can fly out at any moment, any moment. And so the angels are telling us that while the first half of March has a little bit of planning left, we can begin to leave the planning aside. Leave this time of stillness and inaction aside. Let it go with the full moon and come into more self-confident, ready, not quite taking a lot of action, but being ready for action, knowing that we can do it. And then understanding that even if there's still a little bit of snow and chill in March, which there is here in the US, in the Northeast, um, we can choose to push past that and come and make our plans come true. we can emerge, and we can emerge successfully into action. How's that sound? So the flower energy I chose for today, and this may not be a surprise, is the snowdrop. Look how cute these are. These are one of the first flowers that come up. They often come up even, they emerge from underneath the snow, just like we're being encouraged to emerge from our hibernation in wintertime here in the US to a time of warmth and being outside. And look how they just kind of they come up there, these little flowers, they're really adorable. In fact, because many of them are white, not all of them, there are some pink, but many of them are white, we can often miss them. So the message is one of being aware. Be aware of the signs, be aware of the energy that we can come up and we can be in full bloom in springtime. This is a very simple flower. You see how it has the three petals here? Very simple, very humble, very beautiful, but it comes up and it raises the stem up. You see how here the stems are bent and here they're raised up. The flower never does raise up to the sun. It always keeps its head bowed just because there's still a little chill, right? But it's a purity of white. It's an innocence of white. It's a starting anew of the white. So the winter time is receding and the springtime is coming. There's renewal, there's rebirth. We are in the Catholic liturgical calendar. We are in Lenten, getting ready in the time of Lent, getting ready for Easter, a time of rebirth. Ramadan, the is a time of, as I had said last time, a time of introspection and then emerging from that. So it's a whole new promise of new growth, promise of warmth, promise of spring, heralding summer. And that's it. So until next time, I wish you a good wake up from your nap. And I hope you join me back again for the next reading for the end of March. Bye.